I'm sitting at my new dining table. I have a table. Move everything around. I ended up rearranging my entire loft. This layout is so much better. I also brought my wavy mirror, and I feel like the moment we put that up, it felt like this place became home. But I do not have dining chairs yet. I've been wanting to host people, but I literally don't have anywhere for them to sit. Having a dining table is a game changer. To have a table where I can sit and eat and it not being my desk, like sitting at my desk signifies work and productivity to me. Also, happy Lunar New Year. Put up some lanterns last night and I deep cleaned. New year, new me. I'm wearing a lot of red today, but I love the outfit. This Eileen Fisher cashmere sweater, these pants that I thrifted a really long time ago. But like, look at the detailing, I love them. Thrifted booties from a long time ago too. I'm not sure how far I can walk in these, but it should be fine. And then just a tote bag because someone stole my Polen purse. But yeah, this is the outfit. I kind of love it. I feel like I match a red pocket. Cute, eh? I also went on a super spontaneous last minute trip to London, Copenhagen, and Paris a few weeks ago. I was feeling so burnt out with work. Like, I'm still working full time at this fashion company, and it was a really nice break. If you want to see that content sooner, I've been starting to post the solo travel diaries and like solo travel vlogs over on TikTok. It's just like a little bit easier for me right now to do the short form content because I'm just trying to get my brain back into the mode of staring at myself and editing. It was my first time in London and Copenhagen, and I'm so glad that I went. I've always wanted to visit London. I always thought of it as a city that I would want to move to one day, but I'm so glad I visited because I think I changed my mind about that. And that's totally okay. Like, it's totally okay to pivot and not be so like narrow-minded about a certain idea you had for yourself or your life and your goals. And that I think was like a really big learning lesson for myself too. Is like, it's not a failure if you change your mind about something. Don't get me wrong, I still want to move abroad and live abroad in my lifetime. I'm just not super rushed to get there, which was kind of my mindset before this trip and on this trip. But I have to say something about Copenhagen, I really loved it there. Like, I could totally see myself living there, maybe because I also discovered my favorite consignment vintage shop of all time. It's similar energy to how I feel when I'm in Paris, and it took me a while to figure out if this was just because I was in vacationing mode there, which makes a difference. But something about these cities, I think because of how much work-life balance I feel there is too, and just like how people live their lives around me is really nice. And I think it's also the old school architecture. There's so much history and culture, and I really loved that about those two cities. And I didn't really get that from London. Like, maybe I need to go back to London and explore more, but the fact that London was just so spread out probably was why I didn't enjoy it as much as I thought I would. I don't know, but I wanted to include some of the clips here. I'm gonna work on doing a big solo travel diaries video soon. I'm excited to share more of that. I couldn't wait to just share some of the clips in this vlog with you. So if you could solo travel anywhere right now, where would it be? I'd love to know. I've been doing these little things just as like acts of love to myself, and one of them has been getting some flowers every week or 2 weeks from my local farmer's market. And just having fresh flowers in your space really lifts your mood. I was always hesitant to like spend money on things like flowers, but in the winter months I'm like, you know what, it is an investment in my own joy and just livening up my space a little bit. Living in this gloom has been a struggle. That's honestly been one of the big helps, is one, acknowledging that it's harder to have moments of like joy or like glimmery moments in the winter time. I think this has been the worst winter in Canada. Like, we thought last winter was bad. We've had less than like 30 hours of sun here in Toronto. We had that like one little blip of spring last week, and it was like 3 days of sun, and I was my happiest. I think that's honestly what got me out of my cave and my like hibernation stage. But in the past, I would feel so guilty. I would berate myself almost because I would want to hibernate when it's wintertime. But honestly, I saw a TikTok the other day, and it explained how when you're in these like northern hemispheres, it's cold out, it's gloomy out. Like, of course, you naturally want to be slower and not as productive, and that's okay. So yeah, this whole idea of like productivity around New Year's they're just tied to capitalism. I've been having really similar conversations with my friends about the gloom and just wanting to be a little bit more isolated in these wintry months. So if you're feeling that type of way, it's totally okay. But remember to also do things that are good for you even though you don't feel like it, like still moving your body, still fueling yourself well, and it's okay to hibernate. Don't feel guilty about it. The other thing that I've been trying to do now that I'm kind of emerging and not isolating as much is texting my friends when I'm thinking about them. I think it's just like a small thing that can go such a long way. I just got home. I took myself on a little impromptu date night and it was such a good time. I think that was like one of my favorite Toronto memories so far. I went to this event hosted by Acid Jazz and it was basically like improv jazz meets hip hop. It was so cool. I can't believe I wasn't gonna go, you know? But I'm so dumb and clumsy. My anti-tragus piercing literally fell out of my ear into the sink and it is gone forever. It was a gross sink too. The thing is, if you've been following my piercing journey for a long time, you know that like this anti-tragus was my most painful piercing. And it's been an on and off like healing journey for years. I have finally changed the jewelry in Korea. I think the piercing is gonna close because I don't have anything else to put in it. It's like my anatomy for my ear is weird there, so I would need a really long curved barbell and I literally don't have. Is this a sign that I just should not have a piercing there? Of course. But anyway, I'm so glad that I took myself out. I've been kind of hibernating at home because it's been really gloomy and work has been really crazy. So like I don't have energy after work to really do anything, but I was like, you know what? Anyway, I thought that that was a funny story to tell you guys. I don't know if it's gonna be too backlit. It looks like it's too backlit. Okay, change of plans. Never mind.